cold, so bundle up no matter what you do. Kern River Valley will be in the 60s, headed to the 70s by the upcoming weekend. Rob?
All right, Aaron, thank you very much. Good job, as always. New this morning, a Food Network star loses his cool, and it's all caught on camera. Check it out.
Of course it is.
Yeah, celebrity chef Guy Fieri turns up the heat after a fight breaks out on the street. Guy was on this show about 2 months ago. I interviewed him here on Fox 58. TMZ just released this new video showing Fieri fighting with his hairdresser Saturday up in San Francisco. The video shows Ariel Ramirez punching Guy through the open door of his SUV and swearing at him all at the same time. We, of course, bleeped that portion out for you. You can also see Guy kicking him. Guy's manager then jumps out and takes Ramirez home in a taxi cab. No word on what triggered that fight, but things certainly heating up in the proverbial kitchen for Guy.
Oh, yeah. And if our hairdressers are watching, you better watch out.
That's right, Pro
Watch
Cuts.
out.
CEO Salon over
Cliff.
there.
Are you watching, Cliff? All right, 8:17 is the time. Chris Brown headed to rehab. Yes, he is. TMZ said the R&B singer entered a facility last night in Malibu, of course, presumably to deal with his temper problems, you think, and to avoid a possible prison sentence.
Yep.
A rep says Brown is hoping to gain focus and insight into his recent behavior. Brown was arrested in Washington, D.C. over the weekend for punching a man. He's still on probation, as you may remember, for beating then-girlfriend Rihanna in 2009. Get
Chris,
it together, Chris.
not sure what his situation is. I mean, you got to calm down, Chris. Calm down.
He's so talented. Calm down, though.
Really
Get it
talented
together.
guy. The one
Work
thing
it
is,
out.
he's young, and America loves a comeback.
Yes, they do.
All right, switching gears from somebody that is working on it to somebody who's already made it. Legendary game show host Bob Barker is returning to his old stomping grounds. The former Price is Right host will celebrate his 90th birthday by making a special appearance on the show that he hosted for, get this, 35 years. Barker retired from the game show back in 2007. The episode will air in December. The Price is Right with host Drew Carey airs weekday mornings on sister station KBAK. Drew Carey, by the way, he's lost a ton of weight.
Ding, 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 ding.
All right, Danny Hill joins us now from Kelly 95.3. It feels like we haven't spoken with Danny in forever. Danny, what's going on?
What's up, guys? I didn't know you could go to rehab for being a bad person. If that's the case, then I have a list of people I'd like to send to rehab. That would be awesome.
You have to pay for it, though. Yeah, there's rehab for everything.
I know. I was like, what drugs is he on? Oh, he's an abusive person. So I guess that's a drug that he's going to have to get over? I don't know. We'll see.
Anger issues.
Anger issues, right?
Yep.
Maybe he's angry because of something that happened in his family, and that's kind of what we're talking about today. Is earlier this year we had two sisters who had given up adoption. They were given up for adoption. They randomly found each other. They met. They've been looking, and they met up, and it was this big thing. Everyone's like, oh, they finally met each other. And then a couple weeks go by, and they start to wonder if they had other siblings. And they found out they had 3 more.
Wow.
Earlier this month, all 5 of them got together for the first time.
Oh my God.
And isn't that nuts?
Good looking group.
Wow.
They had no idea. So my question is, do you know anybody or do you have any family that you may not have known about? And for me, this is weird. I actually had a similar situation. My mom sat me down when I was 13 and said, you have a sister that you don't know about. And I said, really? And she goes, yeah, when I was in the Marines, I got pregnant and I gave it up for adoption. And that was about 14 years ago, and she wants to meet you, and her name's Kelly. So that's how I met my sister Kelly. I had no idea for 2 decades I was, had another sister.
Wow.
So does this happen a lot? I don't think so, but when it does happen, I think it's shocking. Imagine how you would feel to know you had 4 extra siblings in your life that you didn't know you had.
Yeah, it's fascinating.
It is. I mean, you would be so excited to meet these people, I would think. But at the same time, you would be sad because you missed out on probably decades of a life you could have had with them, So mixed emotions, I think.
I would be curious to see what they look like. Do they look like me? Do they look like mom? Do they look like dad?
Right.
Like, who do
Same
they look? Are they funny?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, you always wonder, the difference between nature versus nurture.
Right.
So you wonder if a sibling or a half-brother or sister is going to act like you, their mannerisms, will they have the same sense of humor? Like, that's what would make me the most curious. But I love to see these stories because it's like it's reuniting family members,
Right.
Yeah. Well, this is actually probably the positive part of the internet. This is the stuff that actually works where they meet up and they go, oh, Facebook worked, a good thing. This is how this worked out.
Right. It makes it so much easier to find them, too, with the internet. Think about
how
much harder
does.
it must have been years ago.
Oh my God, you'd have to actually physically look up records and then
Yeah.
find a name and go to a city and knock on a door, right?
Yeah.
There
And now
are-
you just look at a photo.
Danny, there are horror stories, though, that I've heard where people find this stuff out and they realize that, oops, I'm married to my cousin.
Well, yeah, there's that.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe they didn't want to know.
Yep, my first cousin.
Yeah. Ignorance is bliss in those situations, I think.
Sometimes. Hey, Danny, real quick, are you close with your sister who you met after all those years?
No, we met like 3 times and that was it. She actually got adopted by a really rich family. And when she found out we weren't rich, it was like, hey, nice to meet you guys, but this family's got money.
Yeah,
so
what
we're
about,
out.
like, are you on Christmas card terms? What kind of terms are you guys on now?
She's got like 7 kids that I know of, and I'll like message her on Facebook, but she's in Louisiana, so that's about it. I mean, it was a weird situation, and I was young when we met, and ever since, and I try to hit her up,
Yep,
you know,
for
but
cash.
For money, exactly.
yeah, for money. I mean, like I need, you know, if I need a bill paid or something,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
she's the one I reach out.
Wow, really interesting. Really, really cool.
I know. It's
Danny,
weird.
thank you so much.
Thank you guys. I
Get some
appreciate it.
money
We'll see you
for us,
Friday.
It is 8:22. Who says rehab is for the birds? And Chris Brown. Up next, Josh is on the job and he's taking us to a local